What's going on, football fans? It's your boy Lolo, and I'm actually happy that I got up at 6:45 in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning to watch an Arsenal match. And another one of my boys who's actually happy that he got up is Matt Kantak. Welcome to the show, Matt.
What's up,
dude? I know we weren't even scheduled to do one of these today because this wasn't one of the matches of the week to watch. Of course, as Arsenal fans, we got to get up and watch this. And it turned out to be kind of one of the shockers. It reminded me of that Chelsea match a few months ago or a month or so ago where we're all going like,
that 3-1 win.
Where did that come from? So especially with the way the match started. With the stupid little Xhaka interchange with Willian that got picked off. He couldn't catch up to Tielemans. Everyone backs off of Tielemans, and then he sneaks one past Leno. So I blamed Leno, Pablo Mari, and Xhaka for that goal.
I mean it's not shocking to me that the names Xhaka and Willian are coming up in a conceded goal situation, to be honest. But both played really well afterwards. It really settled down, and I really was kind of foggy still in the first 15 minutes of the match. But it seemed like it was maybe against the run of play to me, in that it sort of like balanced out in the end.
It was definitely. I felt like Leicester City was letting us have the ball more to create more space for Vardy. For a counterattack, and they weren't really scared of us as a threat.
Well, why would they be after our last couple of matches?
And when we start like our B team, because
our reserves,
we're focused, we're resting people for a match in 2 weeks.
I know it's pretty apparent that that's what's happening for the Premier League, but you like to see Pepe as poor as he was against Man City, and I think it was due more to a lack of service. He was a bulldog today, and those words and Pepe don't generally go in the same sentence. It was more. He was, he's been tracking back more lately in this year in 2021, but he really hasn't been putting a foot in as much. But today he was, determined on the ball and wouldn't lose the ball and was getting fouled. And I think he partners probably with Lacazette more than he does Aubameyang through the center, because Lacazette, you can play a long ball to him from Luiz and he'll hold it and then find somebody. Whereas opposed to when, you're playing Aubameyang up front, but we're playing El Neni and Xhaka in the midfield, you don't get as much midfield play. And Aubameyang doesn't hold it up as well. So maybe that's the pairing. If we're going to be playing Pepe, I think he should be with Lacazette. I mean, it's based off of one game, and we've been maddeningly inconsistent this season. So
but I mean,
whatever.
It's something to be said about that pairing, because look at the goal, the third goal. The third goal all started with incredible hold-up play from Lacazette, where I'm not even sure if he actually touched the ball, but letting it bounce and just keeping guys away from it to the point where, because he didn't even come through with it. I forget who, maybe Odegaard or somebody actually popped through and took the ball and gave the pass to Pepe. But that little bit of hold-up play that Lacazette is excellent at allows Pepe to turn around and leg it up the pitch.
And need somebody for pace.
And then and Pepe actually, I was like, okay, here he goes. He's going to shoot from outside the box. He's going to shoot. It's going to get blocked. What is he doing? And he waited and waited, picked a pass to Odegaard, and Odegaard found Willian. Odegaard, I'm starting to really like him. I think the team has to catch up to his forward-thinking passes, because a lot of times he passes and you're like, did he mean to do that? Did he?
Right.
Is that just a bad touch? But then you see like, oh no, Willian should have been there, or Aubameyang should have been there, because it was such a beautiful pass.
Yeah, it's almost like and you know, like I'm wary to anoint him already, but like you can see in moves like that led up to the goal that he's sort of playing like fourth dimensional chess out there.
Yeah.
Which reminds me a bit of, you know, like Ozil when he first came over, or even with Germany, he's picking up the pass that nobody would see. You know, it's the perfect pass to play.
Yeah.
Can you hear that? Is my dog coming through?
He's excited. I think he's saying, "Come on, you Gunners! Like, let's go." But just look, the way the match started, I woke up and I was like, I gotta actually have a feeling about this match. Didn't tweet it, didn't send it in the WhatsApp, didn't do any of that because I was like, I don't want to jinx this. But and then it started off the way it did, where we look to be playing excited. We look to be playing with a little, like, we're going to go at them, and just such a stupid mistake that Tielemans he did a good job and took advantage of it and just ran right at our defense, that every single one of our back line was like, I got Vardy. I got him too. I got him too. I got him too. And they all went to Vardy.
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of having a guy like Vardy on your team.
Yeah.
You know, he gets the focus and the concentration, and guys like Tielemans can feed off it, and Barnes as well. You know, I know it's not nearly as early over there, but it kind of looked like Leicester could play the "we're tired" or like we're still sleepy card as well. You know.
Yeah, Vardy needed some more Red Bulls.
Yeah, it's amazing. That guy smokes a pack of cigarettes a day and drinks 4 Red Bulls, and he's like still in the top 10 for speed. You know, it's like the Lawrence Taylor argument. Like, if that guy wasn't on crack, like how good could he have really been?
Yeah,
you know?
Or maybe he was that good.
Or maybe it was the crack. I mean, like it.
Yeah, there he is. There he is. Fantastic. But you know, he was shut down. He was shut down. And
I mean, I remember one ball in the first half before we had scored that was played over Luiz's head. Yeah, like he'd run off Luiz's back, and if the ball was a little bit better, it was probably 2-0. But you know, but hey, like sometimes it's got to break for us eventually too. You know.
Yeah, exactly. But so who was it that was actually taking care of Vardy? Was it more Paolo Mari or
from what I saw, it was Luiz.
David Luiz, and
that's right.
That's right.
Yeah,
for once.
Like, yeah, it's. I mean, I feel like I've got to criticize their free kicks more and their set pieces more, because I really was on it. Like they. Yeah. And then of course Luiz comes through with a header.
Now that's another one where I'm like screaming, stop sending crosses into the box. There's nobody there.
I know. And they're just terrible. They're terrible free kicks and corners. You know, like they're not beating the line. They're not beating the first man.
And so then the one that actually worked was send everybody forward and pretend like we're gonna go. And then it was this line drive that David Luiz came back and had to crouch down.
Yeah.
And very well done, because everyone, you can even tell Kasper Schmeichel was heading towards his left. And
I think
this way.
I honestly, you sit Luiz for the rest of the year. You've gotten your positive contribution from him. It wasn't a free kick from 40 yards, but you know, he scored his goal, and now it's all we can expect from him, or all I expect from him now, is a couple more red cards and penalty kicks. But I mean, it's hard to be negative about today. Down 1-0 within 11 minutes, and you know, to score 3 unanswered and really not have much of a threat from them either.
No, they're missing James Maddison, and
that's huge.
I mean, Harvey Barnes goes down, but listen, Leicester still have a solid team. I was just shocked that we essentially won the middle of the pitch. Like we won that battle,
especially with El Neni out there, and who's not as you know, as we beat to death last time, is not a very positive, forward-thinking player. Not that he was today. We just sort of won the free balls, like all the balls that were free, we got to first, and you know, we were. I but again, like Leicester at full strength give Man City a challenge for the players in the team, but without Madison, I think they're really hurting, and that probably helped us and win the midfield battle.
What's going on, Chelsea? Is that a Chelsea fan? Brooklyn, baby. Shout out to Mike Tyson. Just waking up early to go play with my birds.
My pigeons.
With my pigeons. What's up, Mr. Tom? What's up, Austin Webmaster? Jameson, first comment in there. Love it. Somebody else, who was it? CFC. Arsenal fans always surprise me on a daily basis. Arteta in.
Who was saying Arteta out, though?
Who?
I mean, not on this show, we're not, clearly, but.
Yeah, we're not crazy Arteta out people. We're more like, all right, give him this season.
Yeah.
And then we'll see. So I think
I'd like to see the transfer window play out for him.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And you know what? I would like to see how he handles the adversity of this season of dropping out of the FA Cup. You fucked that up. Yeah, you're fucking up the Premier League a little bit. So what do you do? Do you focus on Europa? I want to see how he handles these situations. Yes, we may not win the Europa League. We may not end up in a 6th spot, but do we end up in a 3rd spot? Do we go out against Olympiacos or Benfica? How does he actually handle this?
Yeah, I think we are seeing his strategy, which is everything's on Europa.
Yeah,
and you just hope that you hope that the Man United draw is really just like a bloody battle, and those two teams. I can't think for a second who they're playing, but I think that's the toughest matchup in the next round. And you hope that we can, handle business against Olympiacos. I was speaking to my friend Apostolos over, and he lives in Paris, but he's
playing Milan. Yeah,
so you hope that Milan and United really just like take it out of each other.
Yeah, Ibrahimovic beats everybody up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A couple flying kicks to the chest from him, and and that we can benefit from that. We take care of Olympiacos and
which isn't an easy task for Arsenal.
No, I mean they took us out last year, right?
Yeah.
After we had a really positive first leg against them.
Yeah.
They came back. Although, like I was saying, my friend who's Olympiacos born and bred is not feeling very confident about this tie, and I just told him he needs to watch more of the Premier League to have a better understanding of who Arsenal are at the moment.
Yeah, well, it's tough. We give Willian a ton of shit. We give Pepe a ton of shit.
Rightfully so.
When Willian came on at the end of the second leg of the Benfica match, he was clever and picked passes that we weren't finding before.
Although, I mean, I feel like I could have made the pass to Tierney for Tierney's goal.
For Tierney to do everything.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, hey, listen, Willian, two assists. Was it 3 assists in the last 2 games then?
Yeah. So he had an assist at Benfica and 2 assists today. Look, his corner kicks and his free kicks are where Willian should make all of his money. So he showed that today with a good free kick, and having both him and Pepe on the free kick, you don't know if it's going to be an in-swinger or an out-swinger, because one can put balls in the box. We just don't have anybody in there to do anything.
No.
But he actually, I thought he was very good today. He worked his ass off. I agree. Somalito, it's Europa or nothing at this point. Yeah. And if we can play spoiler to a few teams in the Premier League like we did today, of course, I think Chelsea fans are super excited that we won today.
For sure.
United fans are very happy we won today.
You hope Burnley – is it Burnley playing Tottenham? You hope Burnley gets some points today.
Yeah, they're playing right now, I think. And Tottenham's up 2-0. Jesus. Gareth Bale with the second minute.
Last week was the week for us to like make some ground, and of course it's the week we play City.
Yeah. But I mean that's what you had said in the text was like, I feel like this was what we were kind of hoping for against City, is catch them kind of slipping, because Leicester was a little relaxed today.
They were, and they're injured as well. Not having Madison is just huge for them. You know, he's that link play to me, and that really the guy who drives the ball going forward for them.
Yeah, Gareth Bale is on fire today. So look, I know you got to go. Get out of here, Gareth Bale. Off the screen. So I want to see before you have to go. Can you tell me your man of the match?
Oh man, I think it was Pepe.
Yeah.
From everything I saw, just the positivity and the fight from him. He's like, yeah, bro, I'll take it.
He's like,
yes, of course. But yeah, that was my guy today.
Yeah.
You could make a shout for Willian. And just Lacazette's general presence out there, but Pepe really was what seemed to get it done. You know, he had the penalty shot, he had the cross that provided the penalty, and he had a goal.
Yeah.
You know, he was really involved and switched on.
I mean, he had a penalty shout. The ref called for a penalty on him earlier in the match that turned out it was outside of the box.
Right, that's what I mean. That was the penalty shout I was talking about. And then he played the ball that won the penalty. You know, that handball, and he scored. You know, he was really involved.
He helped create that entire.
It just seemed like every time he got the ball, he was fouled because he was a problem for his defender. You know, and it just led to a lot of free kicks and
from early on. Yeah. I just want to address that comment from Zawech. Arsenal are not top 4 contenders, not this season. I agree with that. So yeah, it was definitely a good result for Chelsea. But we'll see how you guys do in the Scum Bowl 2021.
I mean, just to say that not top 4, but we're certainly better than 11th. You know, like that's the really frustrating part of this season is that you know we play Leicester off the pitch and we're sitting 11th. You know, it's just we play Chelsea off the pitch and we're still sitting 11th.
Because the problem is we put 3 up against Chelsea, we put 3 up against Leicester, but then when we play teams like
United and
anyone else, like any lower teams, we struggle. And you know, we lose to Brighton. Didn't we lose to Brighton? Probably. It sounds right. But Burnley we lost to. Like teams like this where you're like,
though that was before New Year's though, wasn't it? Like I feel, and they even showed a graphic, unless that was just some sort of dream scenario. I was thinking that in 2021, like Arsenal are top 6 in points.
In 2021.
It was just the 2020 portion of this season where we were really poor and really struggled for form, like 9-10 games in a row where we couldn't even get a win. It was just draws and losses. This actual calendar year, we've been much better. You know, I think that's probably going to go a long way if we finish out that way for Arteta in the transfer window and
blah blah blah.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, what I don't want for Arteta is a bunch of like 5 mediocre years where he finishes the year off well, like last season where we finish off with the trophy.
Yeah,
but really the whole year was kind of crap.
Yeah, and I guess like that's sort of the thinking under Wenger for the last couple of years, you know, was like, oh, we'd finish strong and still maintain that Champions League spot. And the Champions League spot became the trophy. And then that stopped. And you see what happens after you stop making it into the European competitions is your best players get picked off and you can't sign anybody and except David Luiz or William.
Jameson. Oh, the luxury of complaining about being 11th. Hey, I know Jameson is a Leeds fan. You guys are freshly promoted. We've been here for 100 years. Like we don't like this is 11th is not where we should be.
No.
So I like that. Arteta is just a better looking Unai. Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
yeah, we'll see.
I don't think Unai Emery got his shot. To be fair, West Ham versus Leeds on Monday. Yeah, Monday Night Football. We'll be doing a post match for that. Last thing, because I know you got to run. What was I going to ask you? Oh, Emil Smith Rowe. Did we find out what happened to him?
I didn't say anything. And I didn't even really notice what happened, to be honest.
It was after the penalty. They went to kick off the ball again, and he sat down on the center circle.
Oof.
And then they came in. They pulled him off, and I was thinking, dude, 5 minutes left. Just most guys would just get up and tough it out for the last 5 minutes to get to halftime, and then your coach can make a proper assessment and things like that. So it must have been something. Odegaard was up quick. They got him up quick. It wasn't just like a check him out sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see what happened because, you don't want it to be a serious non-contact injury that he had just walking around. But you also, is it like a William Gallas sit-in kind of situation also? Is he unhappy? Like, you almost hope it's an injury and not that.
Yeah. But to be honest, he when he came on a few months ago and was lighting shit up and playing super exciting, really good football, it was great to see. But since then, especially since Odegaard has come to the team, I don't know if he has dropped off, but I'm not sure.
I think to me the what I've sort of noticed is it's been the absence of Partey in the midfield, being able to link the ball quickly from like the defensive third to players like Emil Smith Rowe and Odegaard and Saka. To me, I think he was playing best when Partey was in the midfield.
But you saw today, Emil Smith Rowe was on for 40 minutes. As soon as Odegaard came on, you started hearing his name being mentioned for the last 5 minutes of the first half, when I was like, I saw Emil Smith Rowe make 1 or 2 actual plays.
Yeah, he was also playing in the center behind Lacazette, and I think maybe he's more effective on the left wing, sort of more like Robert Perez's old role.
So then they're not interchangeable?
I don't think so, no. I think that everyone, and we all sort of jumped on this bandwagon of him being like our next little like trickster playmaker. But I think it turns out his real strength is taking people on out wide, breaking down a bit of their defense, and then making a pass to someone, maybe a through ball, cutting those lanes into the box. We'll see. It's also really early to figure out what kind of player he is because he's been moved around those positions so much. I'm still willing to give him a chance. He does sort of like drift in and out of games, but I think I'm not giving up on him yet.
There's a little confusion when he's out there with Aubameyang as well, because even when Aubameyang is played up front in the center,
he drifts out wide.
He drifts out wide after a year and a half of playing out on the wing. So that's where you've seen both him and Emil Smith Rowe, and then there's nobody to pass the ball into. Which sucks. So what I would still like to see Lacazette play in the number 9 role. The play almost as an attacking midfielder. Central attacking midfielder in there, where just because his hold-up play is so good. Like I would like to take the label of striker off of him because he is so good at other things, where we don't need to put all of our stock on him scoring goals. Because I feel like in his head he needs to score the goal to be better. But then when he was playing with the younger kids in the Europa League and the FA Cup, when we first started being like bring Emil Smith Rowe on, it was all about him feeding the kids and and supporting everybody to look good, supporting Pepe. And I think Pepe and Aubameyang being able to get forward while he holds the ball up in the tight knit spaces would be better, you know? What's up, Calvin?
Yeah, I think the Aubameyang Lacazette decision needs to be based purely on the opponent and the tactics. A team like this, or a team that's clearly outmatching us in the midfield, Lacazette's going to be your guy. Where if we can't really like play through the midfield against a team to get to the ball to Aubameyang, we're going to be relying on maybe playing it forward long to Lacazette's chest, and he can hold the ball and play it out wide for sure. It's just hard because it's like it's keeping Aubameyang, it's keeping a Lamborghini in the garage. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I don't think it's not an interchangeable thing. I think they play very well together if you do it right.
Okay, fair. Yeah, fair enough. But then yeah, and it's just like we're not a deep team. But then we make excuses if we can't get the kids playing time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, what is it like? Progress of Emile Smith-Rowe or Odegaard or Saka? Just have Aubameyang out there or Lacazette out there because it works tactically. It's and then we bring those guys on. It's tough because we don't have the depth to play in multiple competitions. I don't think yet, especially in midfield and defense. So it's just, do you get it right when you make those attacking changes? And if you don't, you lack for goals, and you don't really have any creativity. But when you do get it right, you play magnificent, like they did today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a question. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I know how you're going to answer this, but is today's team our best team? Is one of our best results of the season?
I still say no because Saka wasn't on the field.
Yeah.
Right. And you could say maybe, and Aubameyang, yeah, tactically, I think he got it right. Yeah. Is it the best team you want to see? No, I don't think it is. No. Because as well as Pepe played, he's starving for minutes, so that's how you want to see him play when he finally gets his chance. Yeah. But Saka, I think, clearly deserves to be there over Pepe. Now, based on today's performance, does Pepe deserve it over Emile Smith-Rowe in the last, month? Maybe. Sure. A healthy Partey, a healthy Ceballos should make the team over El Nene. All things considered, even just like looking for a more defensively tactical approach, you still would.
As well.
Yeah, Gabriel. I didn't see Leicester's goal, so I really yet at least. So it's hard for me to judge how at fault Mari was on that, but I'll take your word for it.
He makes bad decisions with some off of the ball, because there's a lot that impresses me about him.
Sure, yeah, he was the only one making forward passes against Man City there.
Yeah. But then he So I don't know. I think we can have a fairly stacked team with the players we have if people are healthy and if they just get out of their own way.
I think if we upgrade in a few key positions in the midfield in particular and add depth there, quality guys that'll really, push Xhaka to retain his starting role. We keep Partey healthy and sort of just like fortify the midfield and the defense.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good, and we'll be able to compete more next year. I think attacking, I think we have enough. Unless you're really going to significantly upgrade over Lacazette, then you pull the trigger. But to answer the question, no, I don't think it was our best team, though I do think they played their best today.
Yeah. Okay, last question as we hit 30 minutes. Cedric got the start over Hector Bellerin. We've been asking for that. We've been asking to see Cedric with Tierney, and it was good. What's up, Tim? He said, cheers to Spurs for getting 2 goals. So when we give up the inevitable 88th minute goal, we might actually win. Cheers to this, meaning Jose will be around for at least another week. That is a Spurs fan who almost refuses to watch because of Mourinho. Like, he almost wants them. He hates when they win because it means Mourinho will stay.
Well,
going back to Bellerin, Bellerin, there's been talk this week about he wants out or he's gone.
He's talking about
we've been asking for Cedric. We got him. How did you think that went today?
I'm trying to think. I think it went well. Pepe did make a really great effort to help out and sort of fortify that side. If he's going to be unhappy and he's going to be a malcontent Bellerin, then you got to let him walk and look for a replacement. But this is sort of what I'm talking about, is like, if we can get Suarez confident and get him matured, then that is the depth we need to play in multiple competitions. And I know that's crazy for a team in 11th to talk about playing in multiple competitions, but it's the way Arsenal need and should be thinking. So if you can have that depth at right back, that's good, and sort of keep them both fresh and in form, then I'm all for keeping Bellerin. But if you're malcontent, then let him go. The thing I did read is that both the teams that were interested in him was at PSG and I think Bayern have both sort of gone after other right backs at the moment anyway. So it's where would he go? How much could we get for him?
Yeah.
Or would it be a free? I think it might be a free.
Yeah. I just don't see us getting rid of him because we don't have much coverage.
Right. That's what I'm saying. If we let him walk,
Cedric playing both sides, like he plays wherever we want, means we don't have anybody to cover on the other side, really.
Yeah, or just God forbid Tierney pulls a hamstring again or has a calf issue, and then Bellerin pulls his hamstring again, and you're stuck with you're stuck with Cedric, and maybe we're playing 3 at the back after that. Who's
behind them? Because we had Kolasinac playing that role. We had Niles going in playing that role. We don't have either of them.
Yeah, it's like we went from a wealth of interchangeable players for our fullbacks to a wealth of center backs that could never even.
Yeah, that would only start on Liverpool.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Because they'll put anybody fucking back there.
Right.
Well, cool. Well, it's been great talking to you. I know you got to run. It was a good win. On to Burnley, I believe. We have Burnley next week.
Take care of business,
Yeah, we have Burnley Saturday, first match of the week, 7:30 in the morning. So hopefully we're back on bright and early to talk about.
I mean, I don't think we're going to be voted match of the week again.
I do not think we're going to be voted match of the week. So we got to sneak these in without telling Mark.
Exactly. And if we lose, I mean, it might make for a better show if we lose to Burnley after this win. But
maybe get some Burnley fans.
Exactly. Put the word out. Start hashtagging Burnley now.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. Let's live on this.
Yeah, man.
Don't forget to like and share all this, guys. Hit that like button if you're on here. And
I've heard. Oh, sorry. Is it true, the rumors on the chat going around, that if we can get up to a certain amount of subscribers, we'll start an OnlyFans for Mark? Is that?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not true, it should.
Yeah. It's now.
Subscribe.
It's been announced.
Subscribe, because we all need that content out there.
Nobody needs that. Nobody needs
that. Come on.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, don't forget to join us later this afternoon after the Scum Derby, Chelsea, Manchester United, who I believe everyone on the Stoop, me, Mark, and Naji, all went with Chelsea taking this one. So Zayed, you might be happy, and also Somalito, you might be happy as well that we said that. Now, if they lose, you may hate us. Because we said that, but so best of luck. And I know James, our Leeds fan, hopes that a vortex opens up in the middle of the pitch and all of them are sucked inside and we never have to see those clubs again. So Matt, if you have to run, you can run. I'm going to answer some of these questions. You can. All right. See you later, Matt.
Yeah.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
It.
Have a good rest of the weekend. Zayed, So now feel free to, I'll stay on for a couple more minutes just to answer some of these questions. Zayach asked, do you think Man City could win the treble? I think Man City could win the quadruple. Man City right now, I feel like they're coasting against most teams, that they're not even playing their best football, but at any moment they could turn it on and play their best football. I think their bench is better than most Premier League teams' starting 11. They have the best center back in the league in Ruben Diaz, and he's going to be there for a very long time, which should scare the shit out of every Premier League club, because he's a very, very young man with incredible leadership, and he plays like he's got the mind of like a 40-year-old footballer who's been doing it for decades at a high level. And the way Man City is next up mentality, to me, they're like they're exactly what Leeds United is aiming to be in 5 years or so, once they can afford high-end players like that, where everyone does their job, but everyone could pop into a different role and fill in for the next person. How do you sit this high ahead of everybody else in the league when you haven't had your number one striker for the entire season, when you're the number one player in the Premier League, possibly, and Kevin De Bruyne has been out for so many games, and they haven't skipped a freaking beat. And you can have a player like Phil Foden ride the bench and be absolutely content with that, because he knows he's going to get a shot and he knows he's going to get a winner's medal. So Mr. Tom says, in the last 20 games, Diaz and Stones alone have scored more goals than they conceded. Exactly. These guys can do it all. So I think in the Champions League, I believe it's their Champions League to lose, because the big contenders, PSG, Barcelona, Bayern would be the one that would concern me the most, but Barcelona's beatable this season. PSG is still a mess. So yeah, I think if City does not get the quadruple, it's going to be their own fault, not because there was some incredible team that was better than them. I think I can pretty easily say that I believe Man City is the best team in the world right now. Sorry. Via Martin, what's going on? He says, good win. Look like a top 6 side for the first time this season. Onward and upwards for the Gunners. Have a word with Tierney falling like a twat, holding his head when nothing happened. That was Xhaka. If I'm not mistaken, that was Xhaka, and he is a little twat. So, yeah. But yeah, we don't like that. That reminded me of yesterday with Llorente doing the same thing for Leeds United, and then he hops up like nothing happened as soon as there was any sort of issue. He hopped right up and his leg was fine. Yebo's right foot says he's coming to Leeds when Bielsa retires. I think you're saying Pep. Pep's coming to Leeds? Maybe. Who knows? Leeds United is setting themselves up to be a top 6 contender for the next 5-6 years if they don't do something interesting like win the league next season. Once you guys can get some, Pep, that's who I thought. He would be a good fit. I know he loves Bielsa to death. So let's get back on to, somebody told me it's 3-0 now at Tottenham. Yeah, Lucas Moura actually scored. Okay. Everyone's getting on the sheet today. Sean Dyche will be cracking skulls at halftime. I think you should ban someone for diving for 10 games and it will stop happening. So we were talking about the possibility of moving the penalty spot back to the 15-yard mark or the 12-yard. What do you guys think about that? because or making a rule where a penalty inside a foul inside the box would be assessed by the referee to either be a shot from the spot or a free shot from the 12-yard mark. I don't agree with any of that. That was Kantak talking about that. But penalties are getting a little bit ridiculous, and I think the amount of saved penalties is so low. Like if somebody misses a penalty, it's because they miss it. It's not because it's blocked. So, and they're actually making it harder on keepers, letting people retake penalties because they jump off the line, things like that. So I think the whole penalty situation can be, yeah, Via Martina, I agree. That's where I was. I don't think anything should start moving that way. That's a silly notion, and we're gonna stop talking about that. Yeah, boy, we don't like saying good things about Spurs on this show, man. Especially for you, who seems to be a Leeds United fan. Brighton's 2 penalty misses. That was just absolutely terrible. And then they're complaining the whole time about that free kick where, yes, it should have been a goal. That's terrible refereeing. But you had 2 penalties, too, that you just missed. Absolutely stupid. Anyway, that's going to be it for us today. A very, very good win for Arsenal. A very poor performance for Leicester City. We will take it, and we will move on. Oh, look at me with the amount of Leeds content we've been doing. I almost said we will march on together. No, Leeds will march on together. We will continue moving forward, and we'll move on to Burnley next Saturday, hopefully to continue winning some matches and then continue on in the Europa League. So well done, well played, Pepe. Willian, actually well played. Lacazette, well played. Just about everyone on the pitch today, I thought, cleaned it up after a very, very poor first 10, 20 minutes of the match. So well done, Arsenal. Let's move on. Thank you guys for joining us. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe, share, and we will see you later this afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That is 7 p.m. In the UK for the Chelsea-Manchester United post-match review with Naji. So, hey, Valentina, wishing you a great Sunday as well. How's Romania? All right, that's it for us. We'll see you later, Mr. Tom, Via Martine, everybody else. Peace out, y'all.